Greetings to everybody. My name is Dr. Meenu Anand and I teach in the Department of Social Work, University of Delhi. Today we are going to cover the topic Service to Humanity as Value of Social Work and Principles of Service to Humanity. This is a part of the course Professional Social Work and its Values, which is offered in semester 1, Bachelor of Social Work online program. The broad contents of this talk are going to cover the concept of service, understanding the meaning of service to humanity. We are also going to cover the concept of values in social work profession that we adhere to, and we will conclude by service to humanity as a value of social work. The broad learning outcomes are: number 1, to develop an understanding of the concept of service. Number 2, develop knowledge about the meaning of service to humanity. Number 3, understanding the concept of values. Number 4, developing knowledge about the values in social work profession, and understanding about service to humanity as a value of social work. So let's begin by understanding the meaning of service. Now, what is service? In our day-to-day life, we often use the term service very frequently. What do we mean by service? What are the attributes and characteristics of serving the humanity? What is the meaning of serving the humanity as a social work value? To answer these questions, the thought-provoking queries that we might have in our mind, we need to dwell deeper into the very meaning of service. Now, when we look at the term service, generally speaking, it refers to the variety of programs that are made available by individuals, public or private agencies to individuals, families and communities who need special assistance. Every society has the social and economic insecurities which impact elderly population, those who are not employed, people with disability, people who have undergone desertion, or people who have had a death of a person who was the wage earner. Religious and fraternal organizations along with the private and the public welfare organizations provide various forms of aid to the needy. When we think of service, we think of our national father Mahatma Gandhi ji. Throughout his life, Gandhi ji was a humble servant of India and humanity. Gandhi ji always held the service in high regard, and his own words, "I am endeavoring to see God through service of humanity, for I know that God is neither in heaven nor down below, but in everybody." So we can understand the importance Gandhi ji laid to on service. Now, after understanding the concept of service, let's understand what humanity is. Now, humanity means compassion. Humanity means sympathy, or showing generous behavior, or the quality, or simply the state of being humane. So, if we want to put it simply, we can say that humanity implies being understanding, being kind towards other people. Humanity is not about maintaining a gracious relationship among people in society, but it's much deeper than that. It's about building a bond amongst the members of our society with the help of our sustainable values. Humanity is about regarding love among human beings in high esteem and regard, and being kind in all walks of life. Humanity is not just a word that symbolizes the human compassion and civilization, but it goes beyond the horizons of human nature and his or her creations. It is about using hearts along with our minds in all the endeavors of humankind. If we want to understand humanity in a deeper way, we have to believe that each and every human being is similar to the other. All humans are one and only one, irrespective of their caste, class, religion, sex, creed, gender. It is this belief of oneness that can bring the peace and harmony in the world. In fact, I would also say that the future of humanity lies in this sense of oneness. As we are going to narrow down the differences among people based on ideas related to caste, class, gender, ethnicity, race, we will have a much broader understanding and outlook on humanity, and this and only this can bring about peace and prosperity in our country, in our globe. When we think of humanity, I again think of our national father who actually talked about regeneration of humanity. We know about his idea of non-violence, and this idea of non-violence, his ideology of non-violence is the mirror of humanity. So we can say that when we talk about humanity, humanity is a virtue. It is a quality which is linked with the basic ethics of altruism and symbolizes human love and compassion, kindness and being humane towards one another. So after understanding humanity, now let's talk about what do we mean by values. Now value is again a term that we use in our day-to-day life. But when we talk about values in the field of our profession, now professional values are the guiding beliefs. They are the principles that influence our work and our behavior. Our values guide us what we should do, what we should not do. Our professional lives is based on values only. Professional values are a particular grouping and ordering of values in the context of our profession, and our profession is social work. So what are the values in social work profession? Well, social work is a value based profession. For a social worker, life is based on and directed by values which set certain standards, principles and beliefs. Values are a roadmap which bring about change in one's attitudes and direction for life. In social work, we talk about enabling individuals to help themselves. So our values tend to focus on human functioning, capabilities and development. In the field of professional ethics, values usually take the form of general ethical principles relating to how professionals should treat their clients with whom they are working and what sort of actions are going to be regarded as right actions or the wrong actions. Now, in fact, Vigilante in 1974 said something very important. It was said that values are the fulcrum of social work practice. When we act as social work professionals, we have to place our professional service before our own personal goals, our own personal advantages, and we have to be mindful of the power and authority that we have in our position, and we have to be governed by discipline and responsibility when we talk about serving the society. NASW, National Association of Social Workers, 2017 has actually given the values in social work. Very importantly, they have said that the mission of social work profession is rooted in a set of core values, and NASW has given the 6 core values of social work profession. The first core value by NASW for social work is service. So we can really understand the significance service has as a base value of social work, because this is the very first value. The second value is social justice. When we talk about social justice, we mean equitable distribution, and we talk about equality and equity. Third is dignity and worth of person, that everybody is unique, everybody has got respect and dignity, irrespective of whether he or she is rich, poor, belonging to an upper caste, lower caste, whether he or she is a man, woman, or the person belonging to alternate sexuality. So everybody has got respect and has to be treated with dignity and as a person with some unique strengths and competencies. Fourth value is importance of human relationships. Social workers thrive on this value, and we place a lot of emphasis on human relationships because we are believing that it is the relationship through which we can bring about change in the clients, and clients mean, we know, individuals, groups and communities. Integrity is the fifth value of social work profession. When we talk about integrity, we talk about certain ethics, we talk about certain code of conduct. And the final value is competence. Competence is another very, very important value of social work profession. So when we talk about service as the first value given by NASW, it means that it is the base value from which all values are going to emanate. So the importance of service in professional service in social work profession is extremely important. What kind of service are we talking about in social work profession? Well, we are talking about service to humanity. Social workers' main goal is to enable people, assist people, help people, those who are in need, and to address the social issues that are prevalent in society. Social workers must hold service to others above their own personal self-interests and draw from the considerable talent, skill and expertise that we develop over years of professional experience, and these have to be used to help the people, those who are marginalized, those who are oppressed and those who are going through a difficult situation in life. Social workers enact the value of service by helping others. When we take up assignments, professional responsibility to help others, we are committing ourselves to service. Therefore, we have to understand that based on this core value in social work, we have our ethical principle which emanates, and this ethical principle is serving people in need and working to address the social problems. Now, social workers, as I said, have to elevate service to others above their own self-interest. We draw upon our years of theoretical knowledge that we have gained, our social work values, our multi-pronged skills that we develop, we learn to help the people, those who are in need, and to address the larger social problems in our society. The problems can be anything. The problems in society can be mental health issues, it can be beggary, it can be delinquency, it can be anything that impacts individuals. Unemployment is another example. Lack of education is another example. So, service before our own personal self-interest is the goal that professional social workers have to have, because we are trained in our social work training, in our social work education, to imbibe the value of service in our hearts, in our minds, and this has to be reflected, this has to be evident when we work, this has to be shown and exhibited when we practice our profession. Social workers provide the service to the needy in accordance with the professional code of ethics, and by administering our professional skills, which are multifaceted, our methods, we know we have 6 social work methods: casework, group work, community organization, research, social action, administration. So, when we administer our methods, when we use our methods, we are using our skills to provide service to humanity, and this has to be our core value. When we are using certain techniques, our professional skills, these have to be guided by the values and principles of our social work profession. So, service to humanity is the base of social work, which is aimed at human welfare. This is one of the core values, primary values, most significant value in our profession, and it is from service from where all other values are going to emanate. Social work profession expects the value of service to humanity to ensure that we deliver quality of services to our clients, and clients mean individuals, groups and communities. We seek to improve accessibility, accountability and coordination among professionals and within the agency where we are working. In our helping profession, we hold service to humanity as a prime value and objective. Since our profession is a practice-based profession, we social workers acknowledge that serving others is more important than pursuing our own self-interests, and we always place the need of our clients ahead of our own selfish interests. Now, when we talk about service, we also need to understand that there are some principles of service to humanity. The first principle is that social workers ought to render their service on the ideal of brotherhood of man with an element of self-sacrifice. This means that we believe that everybody is a fellow being. Everybody has got an equal status in society. We have to deliver our service on this ideal rather than being very selfish. So, we have to keep aside our own self and we have to work in accordance with the ideals of humanity. Second principle of service to humanity is that social workers must acknowledge that servicing others is more important than self-interest. I have shared this earlier and I am reiterating again that when we work, we have to keep our self-interest aside. We have to keep our own selfish goals, selfish aspirations. We have to keep them aside and we have to give priority to the needs of others. We have to not think about our own interest. Our own biases have to be kept aside and we have to put into the forefront the needs of our clients. Third, social workers must provide remedial, preventive, developmental, emotional and supportive services to the clients. So when we talk about remedial services, they basically have a curative approach, that there is a child, for example, not getting marks to pass. So what can be done? How can we help this child to get better adapted? Where is the real problem? So those kind of services are the remedial services. Preventive services. Preventive services means that where we provide interventions through which we can actually prevent the problems from occurring. For example, having sessions with parents regarding parenting styles, regarding disciplining techniques, having sessions with adolescents about puberty, about drug abuse, about gender equality. So these are the services which are going to bring down the problems from arising. And we also provide supportive services, emotional services to our clients. For example, people who are dealing with mental health issues. Now 1 in 4 persons according to WHO has got some kind of a mental health issue. So dealing in one-to-one counseling, helping the client to understand his or her emotional requirements and the situation which has arisen, creating support based resources for the client in order to help the client. And as I said, when we talk about client does not mean one individual. Client can be one individual, client can entail a group and also the larger community. The fourth principle of service to humanity is that social workers must extend every possible service to the country and its policy makers for formulating persons oriented welfare policies. So we also have to be a part of the policy making. We have to ensure that the voices from the grassroots are there when a new policy is being planned, and we have to, even if required, do advocacy in order to have policies which are people friendly, where people can benefit from the government policies. The fifth principle of service to humanity is that social workers must provide services to humanity based on the theoretical base that we have, which includes our values and principles and techniques. Social workers must connect our clients with the systems and institutions that provide services, resources, support and opportunities to humanity across the board. We provide service to the needy in accordance with our code of conduct, our professional code of ethics, and by administering the professional skills, methods and techniques which are guided by the principles and values of social work profession. Social workers connect people with systems and institutions that provide services, resources, support and opportunities to individuals and families. All these supports provided by the social workers are based on the value of service. When we practice our work, we have to keep in mind the value of service. Our mind as well as the heart has to be involved for the best interest of our clients. Therefore, in technical terms, we say that we are providing professional service, and we are providing services to the clients taking into account all the values of social work profession, and therefore we can say that social work practice begins with the value of service to humanity. To sum up, we have talked about what is the meaning of service. We have covered the concept of humanity. We have understood the concept of values. we have translated the concept of values in the context of social work profession. We have understood how and why service is the base value, the core value in social work profession, and we have also covered the principles of service to humanity. I am leaving you with some references. You can go through these references and you can see and understand more. There are some important web links as well which can help you to gain a deeper understanding about the topic. I hope that you have understood the topic, and happy learning to all of you. All the best. Thank you.